What's up, everybody, and welcome to episode 87 of the CHUMPcast. After a month of being gone, the whole crew is back together to review another action flick starring Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Is there anything that his big, oily biceps can't fix? Of course not. We also talk about bees for no reason, have a super fight, talk some video games, and go through our favorite listener submissions of the week. Since we'll be seeing Super Troopers 2 for episode 88, we want to hear you talk your way out of a speeding ticket in one sentence. Get stupid with it. You can find us at the CHUMPcast on any social media, or call and text us at 847-920-6107. If you want to support the show, you can find our merch at thechumpcast.com. We always appreciate kind reviews, subscriptions, and ratings on Apple Podcasts. You can also shop through our Amazon affiliate link at thechumpcast.com/Amazon. See you next week.
We're back. We're back together.
Is this weird? I haven't seen you guys together in the same room in over a month. Mark, you went to Bangkok or Tasmania?
Tasmania. I went to
Mark
Thailand.
went to go Bangkok, and now he's back.
Yeah, I'm back.
And Brick skipped out on probably our biggest event of the year.
My dad got inducted into the Softball Hall of Fame, 16-inch Softball Hall of Fame, so
Whatever
I had to go.
means.
And
I talked to your dad, and he told me that he doesn't even play softball.
He still does because he's a nut, and he's like over 60 and still plays softball. So
16
that's
incher?
how. Oh yeah, that's how I know that that's a direct lie because DB is never going to stop playing softball. That's why he's in the freaking Hall of Fame.
How are his fingers? Are they just rocked?
Oh, they're trash, but somehow
He's
my
probably
hands are
jammed
worse.
every finger like 20 times.
A million. Absolutely. I broke my fingers and we're playing. This was a beer league Sunday softball with all of his friends. I was 21 maybe.
They were probably super intense about the whole game.
No, the first play, this old guy named Av made this diving catch at third base and was on his knees on the bag and whips this ball at me at first base. And I was so surprised that he threw it to me that it landed on my pinky, broke my pinky. And I went to my dad. I was like, yo, it's like bleeding and doesn't look good. Like, what should I do? He's like, oh, just tape it up. You're fine. He just jammed it. Brutally
Maybe
broken.
step your game up and
play.
keep your head on a swivel.
Yeah.
Brutally broken. So now both my pinkies are just disgusting.
So it sounds like you let your dad down is what happened.
It really does sound that way.
It's like, he's not my son.
Yeah, I didn't get a call out at the fucking.
Do you think
speech he
Ken
made.
Griffey and Ken Griffey Jr. ever had this problem? Because I doubt it.
Probably not.
Cecil and Prince Fielder, never a problem.
Probably not.
There's a big riff apparently.
What else is a
establishing
father-son duo that made it to the MLB?
Shit,
That's
I don't
it,
know.
pretty much. Tony Gwynn?
Vlad Guerrero and
Tony
his...
Gwynn? Was there Tony Gwynn Jr.? No, maybe not.
Can we get into our super fight for the week?
Fuck yeah, I'm gonna kick
Anyways,
all your
it's good to have you
fucking
both
asses. Thanks. Yeah, I'm gonna
Thanks.
kick your ass.
Shut up. If this is your first time tuning in, we play a card game called Superfight to get all the arguments started on a weekly basis. The idea is you draw a card with a character on it, and then you draw a modifier, which is a power or an attribute or something of that nature. We go around in a circle, make our initial arguments, and then we draw a completely random attribute card. We post this to Twitter, and you decide who wins.
Wildcard, baby. We're also going to be posting to Instagram, too, with the Super Fights Friday hashtag. So if you miss out on an episode, want to check it out, there will be all of our answers. So I go last, called it, and we're doing Serpentine. So
That's fine, because Mark has never actually played this on air.
Yeah. This is my first time. Who was playing with you guys before? Was that Reverend Rogue? What's his name?
Colin? Yep.
Colin was on.
And Ben played around with
Yep,
us.
Ben Johnson.
And then we didn't have it with us last week because we were at C2E2. So, Mark, why don't you go ahead and kick us off?
By the way, what's the record right now? Have you guys won a round?
I won the first round, technically, because Ben came in. We actually tied on Twitter.
Oh,
and
yeah,
Ben was our
okay.
guest.
Was that the John
fucking
Wick
Ben
one?
Johnson. God damn it, Ben. How'd you... God.
Was that the one with John Wick crying riding a motorcycle?
Yes.
Is that one?
Can
Okay.
you... Come on, John Wick, who actually... let's not going to do it. I'm sorry. Fucking let's... Go ahead. Go ahead.
So, character card, I'm laying down Moose.
Ooh.
That can be either my dog or a 200... What? How much does a moose weigh? 350 pounds? 350
I was
pound
going to
moose.
say closer to a ton.
Yeah.
Like a literal 2,000 pound
Maybe
ton.
a just born baby moose is like
Yeah.
200 pounds.
Yeah, that's a weak ass moose.
Is it
I don't know.
moose?
Your dog
it
is like
meese?
350 pounds. So.
Yeah, moose is a beast. Both types of moose. So either or, my attribute is actually draw a character card as your 500-pound pet. So my 500-pound pet will be a swarm of killer bees. So technically, every bee is 500 pounds, right? Is that how we're going to do it?
How does that work?
Dude, imagine getting stung.
You
by
really fucked this up for us, Mark.
This one is intense. So I have a fucking moose with a swarm of 500-pound bees around it. You guys are fucked.
Okay. But you only have a swarm of 500-pound bees. So how many bees are there in a swarm?
Or should it be a swarm of bees that are each 500 pounds?
How am I even going to put this on Twitter? That you can't explain that in 240 characters.
Yeah, well, you're going to figure it out.
Or I'll just leave him out completely.
You know what's weird? He still has a fucking extra attribute point that we have to do at the end. Unreal. Go ahead.
All right, my character card is a werewolf. My werewolf is figuratively, quote unquote, on fire. So he's on fire from 3, just draining him. The NBA Finals just started. Also, he is literally on fire.
Okay.
So he's both types of on fire.
A pyro werewolf. Got it.
So the werewolf just absolutely drains from distance.
Absolutely.
He's
on point. He is in the zone.
NBA Jam's announcers at all times he's on fire.
Exactly.
NBA Jam werewolf. All right. I don't know how I feel about that. It's
NBA Jam werewolf is actually a tight name for it, by the way, but it's not beating my character card, which is the Hulk piece. And my attribute is there's 50 of them. Oh my God.
All right.
50 Hulks.
Well, I have a swarm of bees that are each 500 pounds.
Yeah, right. The Hulk is going to punch your bees in the face. And then
there is no way you would survive one 500-pound bee. There's no way.
Let's save this. On the comeback, Brick, give me your attribute.
My wild card is he can control machines. Oh,
why would the Hulk need to control machines?
He destroys machines.
You know, the only person who can take him down really is that fucking mega Iron Man.
The Hulkbuster?
The Hulkbuster. He controls that now because he controls machines. Oh,
except Thanos is about to take him down, but that's for 2 weeks from today.
Oh, yeah.
All right. I automatically win. It's over. But go ahead, Ryan.
My modifier is that my on fire werewolf is armed with a bow and unlimited arrows. And since he's on fire figuratively, he's not going to miss.
Ooh.
And I guess he could light those arrows on fire, which are extra critical damage. So.
Or would they burn up in the air by the time they reached those bees?
No, they would not
go out in the air. I don't know. But
what's an arrow do to the Hulk though? Nothing. That controls
actually,
machines.
The thing that killed him in the most recent Marvel Comics was Hawkeye. Well, and he killed him with a bow and arrow.
Super nerd.
Wow, yeah. Actually, and yourself as a person.
All right.
Sorry we do a nerd show and I know nerd things.
All right, let me finish this off. All right, so I have a gigantic moose surrounded by a swarm of bees that are each 500 pounds. And by the way, they're all invisible. You're done. You're done.
Yo,
you can't even see the bees. You can't see the moose.
Yo, bees cannot penetrate.
You're done. No.
Bees cannot penetrate machinery. Like, what's that movie, Bees?
That movie about the bees, I think it was Bee Movie.
Yeah,
with Jerry Seinfeld.
Bee Story or whatever. Yeah, Bee Movie.
Bees? What's that Job reference from Arrested Development? Bees? You know what they're talking about? Bees.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
but the real winner here is the werewolf because you guys are going to destroy the planet. Werewolf's just going to be dead. Doesn't have to live through this carnage.
I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
I win.
Auto last place.
You guys are going to die in space. Have fun with that.
Why would we be in space?
Because you're going to destroy the planet.
Why would you win?
Why would invisible bees destroy a planet? Just curious. Wouldn't they just pollen the
fuck
out of
500 of them.
They would actually make all the trees and everything just grow.
You know how dope honey would be? Life. Yeah, and no one would be scared of them because they couldn't see them.
True.
Wow.
Then why are people afraid of ghosts?
People shouldn't be afraid of ghosts because they're not real, Ryan, you idiot.
Neither are 500-pound bees.
That are invisible. Also, you're dumb.
All right, I think we all know who won this. I did it with my invisible bees.
It was clearly me.
Hulk machinery. Unreal.
All right, shut up. Let's move on. Let's get into our listener question of the week. We saw Rampage, and we wanted to know what your ridiculous submissions for the next Rampage monsters would be. Obviously, this opens the doors to pretty much everything. Cartoons, television, movies, just dumb people.
Yeah. There were a lot of answers and submissions, and we really appreciate that, by the way, guys. So
I'll play Decker first.
What up, chumps? It's your boy Deck, calling you guys from 2003. Got my Moto Razr flip phone here. Anyway, I think I figured out the next good Rampage monster for you. It's going to be a chicken. Well, sort of. I'm thinking a giant Joe Bluth. He's hypnotized, and he thinks he's a chicken. Call. Let me know what you think, chumps. Deck out.
Back on Arrested Development with Joe Bluth. I love Joe Bluth. He's hilarious.
Which Arrested Development character is your favorite chicken impersonation?
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good question. All right, that's Bob.
Mine is Lucille. A-coo-doo-doo-doo.
All of them are so good.
I can't chime in on this.
It's so fucking stupid.
That's the best running inside joke for that show of all time.
White Trash Betty tweeted us and said Pumbaa from The Lion King.
Mr. Pig.
I'm a little bit more terrified of Rafiki.
I king banana, squish banana.
And it kind of fits in with Rampage because he's a giant monkey.
What about Timon?
Timon's got an attitude. Timon's got an attitude. Imagine if he was
does.
big. He's got like the Napoleon syndrome going.
Yeah, I could see that. But Puma would just be like crop dusting the entire planet.
Oh God, yeah.
That's true. He used to rip ass, didn't he?
That was his MO. That was his big go-to.
Just farting everywhere.
He's a pig. I mean, Mr. Pig.
Literally. He's a
Mr.
boar.
Pig.
All right, we get another voicemail from our friend Darian. So let's tune in and see what he's got to say.
Hey, it's Darren. It's like, but I would honestly say Jack from The Incredibles, and it's like, my father, you just stick with me. So rewind to the end of The Incredibles when like the dude with the head that looks like Melissa McCarthy, he grabbed Jack, and then he just lost it, like he burst into flames. He got the horns and all that. And I would say, like, with it being so many years, like, we don't really know what else Jack is capable of. Like, maybe he could go from a baby to like this big, gigantic, terrifying monster. And I think even from like a storyline standpoint, it'll be a lot more compelling because like you had this big monster that could like just end everybody, but at the same time it's a kid. So it's like, do you want to save the city? Do you want to turn this baby into Swiss cheese? All right, thanks.
Jack, by the way, we have Incredibles 2 coming out. That's going to be awesome. And to
New
your
trailer this week.
Yeah, to your point, we don't know the capabilities that Jack has yet. So I'm curious to see what those are, but I would be losing my shit if there was a giant Jack just roaming over the city.
I did like how he brought up the storyline of like, ooh, do we kill this baby? He's like destroying the fuck
Swiss
out of
cheese.
everything.
I don't think you can kill this baby. But the thing is about Incredibles 2 is that it supposedly picks up right after the first one. So he won't be any older. He'll still be this baby that's trying to figure out what his powers are, which is going to be awesome.
And by the time this episode comes out, most people will have seen the second trailer that they released for Incredibles 2. And they show Jack, and he can do just about anything. He teleported. He shot laser beams out of his eyes. We know he can light up on fire.
He just turns into a devil.
Does he have every single power there is? He's super strong too, isn't he?
He's like Superman, but cooler than Superman because everybody hates Superman.
Yeah,
Everyone
Superman
hates
can teleport.
The one thing that I thought was actually kind of funny is that he brought up this baby and a storyline, which is already better than the storyline in Rampage. Not that I didn't enjoy Rampage, but it just like...
Wait. There was a storyline in Rampage?
Exactly.
You didn't need a storyline with The Rock, though.
You don't need it. Storyline.
Let's be honest.
Have giant monsters destroying the city that we live in.
Hey, 54th Narcissist, a.k.a. Darian. Good entry.
Big time.
All right, Vanilla Bean _7 says a gremlin from the classic 80s flicks. Are we talking Gizmo the Mogwai or the actual gremlins?
The creepy ass.
Because Gizmo was a sweetheart. Got to be a
gremlin.
giant gremlin. Those things were assholes.
Yeah.
These movies are on Netflix, by the way, if you've never seen them.
They're terrible.
Oh my, are you fucking kidding me?
They're trash. They don't live up to the hype.
Gremlins 2 is good. Gremlins 2 is okay.
It's no Trolls.
The first
2.
Gremlins is good too.
It's no Trolls 2.
So how many more are there?
That's it. There are only 2
There
of them.
wasn't a third?
No.
Really?
Okay, let's move on. Fluffy Fox Photography says the Gromble from Our Real Monsters. Do you remember this thing? It was the 4-legged boss that wore fuck me red high heel pumps.
Oh yeah.
And he had a weird
my
mustache.
God, no.
I thought
it's terrifying.
No.
I thought he was talking about the guy with the eyeballs.
That was Colin tweeted us that on Twitter.
Rogue, nice.
All of the other monsters were scared of the Gromble.
That's got to be some sort of crazy ass monster.
That's a good one, Fluffy Fox.
Had that dominatrix thing going on.
Yeah, that is a good entry. I completely forgot about that character. That is but
I still have nightmares about it.
Thanks for the submission again, because that's her friend. She's from she's out of Madison, Wisconsin. I think she entered the last.
Yeah, she sent us a voicemail last week, so
good one.
Talking about.
Appreciate
Hell
you.
yeah.
This one might be my favorite. eGains91 on Insta says Matt Damon from Team America. Roll please.
Matt Damon, yes.
Can you imagine a giant Matt Damon just fucking up the city? Matt Damon.
Matt
Just
Damon.
What about Meth Damon? Super creepy Jesse Plemons
That
from
would
Game
be
Night.
terrible too.
Ugh.
I want to see that movie again just to see him.
he gives the heebie-jeebies, to say the least.
Okay, Detour_customs on Instagram said Rosie O'Donnell.
Rosie O'Donnell would be amazing.
Who do you think's worse, Rosie O'Donnell or Roseanne?
I get them confused all the time, to be honest. They both complain about things, don't they?
Yeah.
What does
they both
Rosie
have
O'Donnell complain about?
Donald Trump. I don't
Okay,
know.
politics. What about Roseanne? I don't think she
Politics.
does. She? Do they both?
Yeah, that's what
probably?
that's the entire Roseanne reboot is like. She and her sister got into a big fight about politics. It's the dumbest shit I've ever seen.
Wow.
But I think her voice is the worst thing I've ever heard. Have you ever seen her do the national anthem at the Padres game?
Yep.
Oh my God. rip your eardrums out.
Botches that on
intentionally.
purpose.
And then she like spits on the mound as she walks out because she's a terrible person.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I think
awful.
I got to give it to Rosie O'Donnell just because she was on the most recent season of Curb, I'm pretty sure. Or like a bunch of episodes of Curb. Curb Your Enthusiasm. She can work with Larry David. If she's okay with Larry David, LD, passes my fly, my book.
Who knows if she's really okay with him?
Yeah. It
might just be to
maybe it was just a job.
get some money because she has no money.
Well, if Larry David approves of her.
Besides The View.
All right, Brick, what is your submission?
Mr. Hanky.
Mr. Hanky, the Christmas poo, he loves you.
Exactly. It would be so gross to have a giant poop just like destroying the city.
And people forget about Mr. Hanky. That was like that was 96 through probably like early 2000s, and then it was Mr. Hanky was gone out of South Park. They didn't bring him back.
He was in like the game that they released too.
Yeah,
like,
Mr. Tolly came after Mr. Hanky.
Yep.
Tolly would be bad.
Just
high as fuck,
high
smoking
all
a
the
giant
time.
joint.
Depends
Mark, you got one
depends
for
on
me?
where you're located, I guess. Be pretty dope.
Just eating everything. I would have to go with, which was actually included in our post, but I will credit myself for the original idea. The baby dinosaur from the show Dinosaurs.
Do we know the name of that thing?
No, it just goes, not the mama.
But he had to have a name, right? Was it Sinclair?
Yes, I think it was.
Wow.
It was Sinclair. Yes, I'm looking right now.
Good callback.
If I meet a person, 5 minutes later, I won't remember their name. But I remember a small character from an obscure sitcom in the early 90s.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Chubby baby that's banging on the table all the time.
And I still can't remember our fucking call-in phone number.
It's a hard phone number to remember.
What about Bam Bam? If we're going that route, he just like
That would be
up.
pure chaos.
He would just literally just.
Speaking of Rosie O'Donnell, she was in the Flintstones movie.
She was in the first one.
Widely forget about that one too.
She wasn't in Viva Rock Vegas though.
Oh,
didn't they recast everybody? Like John Goodman was gone.
Wow, we just went full circle on that one. Pretty cool.
Full Viva Rock Vegas.
Wow.
I think my submission for this is just Nicolas Cage.
In general?
Just Nicolas Cage. Yeah. Just a giant Nicolas Cage.
A crazy.
He doesn't even have to be crazy. He's just Nicolas Cage. That is proper silence.
Just leave the silence in the fucking.
Yeah, that's everybody's gonna be like, did my podcast cut out? No, we were just dumbfounded at my stupid answer.
I don't know how I'd feel about seeing a giant Nicolas Cage.
You know exactly how you would feel about that.
Hide.
Well, my other answer was bees, but we already talked about giant bees.
Bees?
Well, then I was thinking Bumblebee Man from The Simpsons. Ay caramba!
Yeah,
I got nothing.
He's killed.
No. All right, our question. All right, for next week. In honor of Super Troopers 2 coming out, which we will be seeing Monday, lucky us.
Yes.
We want to know how you would talk your way out of a speeding ticket in one sentence. So be as ridiculous as you possibly can with it. The best answers will be read on air, or maybe if you wanted to leave us a voicemail. This is a good opportunity for a very succinct voicemail. Get it out of the way in one sentence.
Sir, I have an aggressive case of mud butt.
All right, so you can call us or text us at 847-920-6107.
Leave us those answers, motherfuckers.
Voicemails will be... Never mind, just cut that out.
We'll leave that. But leave a voicemail. We love to listen to the voicemails and react to your answers and hear your pretty, beautiful voices. So if you can, leave us a voicemail. Otherwise, text us, or like everyone else does, just comment on our Instagram post. Either way.
All right, we got a couple pieces of news for the week. We already knew that Jessica Chastain was going to play a grown-up Beverly in the It sequel.
Yep.
But now there are rumors that James McAvoy is going to play Bill, the leader of the group, and Bill Hader is going to play Richie, the loudmouth asshole.
Perfect. They did have a great amount of levity in the last update, or the last
reboot, remake.
Good freaking Lord.
You're not even drunk yet.
I know. Wow. All right, let's just...
I thought this would be right up your alley because it's all your mom jokes and I fucked your mom and just stupid bad humor.
It was, I thought, I liked that comment and the humor in it because it captured the era. And I wasn't expecting it either. And Bill Hader, if you guys haven't seen that new show for HBO called Barry, where he's an assassin and he finds his muse by becoming an actor, which is fucking hilarious.
A terrible one.
Yeah. Very bad actor by that. Yeah.
Yeah.
What if they... Go ahead. Keep going. Sorry, I interrupted.
I lost my train of thought, but check out the one on HBO. Fuck me.
Larry David. What were you saying about it?
What does that have to do with Larry David?
Larry David didn't come up. I brought up HBO and Bill Hader and his new show. Yes. But we brought up the levity of... Just take it from there.
So they're saying James McAvoy might be casted in this.
I like that too.
What if they just merge Split with It? And at the end, James McAvoy is playing all these characters. He's just like, wasn't me, it was Patricia.
That's a worse idea than my giant Nicolas Cage.
No, because the last title scene would be Split, and it would be the word split, but it would split in half, and then it would just fade out and just have It in there. We just made a movie.
Oh my God, that's a good one right
That's
there.
a pretty good one.
Jesus.
Yeah,
I have a bad taste in my mouth now.
They should just cast James McAvoy as every single character in it.
Yeah.
Do you
You'd be
remember how
okay with it.
surprising that movie was, though? That's
How
what
surprisingly
kinda,
good it was. Yeah.
I knew that McAvoy was a good actor, but seeing him in that, he's a great actor.
I've never seen it.
For such
I've
a
never seen
terrible
Split.
premise and as
Okay.
bad as the trailers were, I was like, this is gonna fucking suck. It was pretty good.
I've only heard good things about Split, to be honest.
He plays like 21 different personalities.
He's a psych, like me in real life.
Yeah, like you on Instagram.
Exactly.
Have you seen the meme with it wasn't me, it was Patricia with his face in
No.
Split, where it's like when you go to Taco Bell and buy $22 worth of tacos and wake up the next morning and just say, it was me, it was Patricia.
How do you remember? Where do you see all these fucking
Memes are constantly flowing through my fucking psyche and brain, dude.
Hashtag Mark's memes.
Non-stop.
Oh, my
But it was a
God.
good one because I can completely relate to that because when we're actually recording at my place, but when we're always at your place, Smithers, I usually go to Taco Bell and just
Funny thing is, always seeing
eat
you
everything.
in the drive-through line, and I always, yo, where I'm just kind of a little
Yeah,
buzzed.
we
but
both go there every time we leave your place. But anyways, I
TV
digress.
sponsor us.
All right, we have a new writer for the Batgirl flick. Was originally going to be written by Joss Whedon, but now will be written by Christina Hodson. Christina Hodson is recognizable as the woman who has written Nothing You've Seen, as well as the upcoming
Is that a
Bumblebee
movie?
movie.
Is that a movie?
Is Nothing
No.
You've Seen a movie?
Bumblebee is, though.
Oh, okay.
This is just a bee-themed episode.
B?
Who's going to be Batgirl? Who's going to be Barbara Gordon? Nobody knows yet.
Considering that there isn't even a script yet, I don't know.
They were saying Lindsay Lohan. I think.
No,
we
they
discussed
weren't.
that.
Lindsay Lohan is saying
I
Lindsay Lohan.
I quietly heard that.
I'm going to play Jesus in the next Jesus film.
I don't think so.
That's about as likely as it is that...
Lindsay
fucking-
Lohan's back, dude.
No, she isn't. She looks terrible.
She's back.
Do you think they're going to keep Barbara Gordon red-haired?
Have to.
But I don't know if they will because people love doing that type of shit now.
They'll
It's like,
probably
give her black hair,
they'll,
not dark brown. Just give her black. Like no.
New identity.
they'll get a blonde one and just dye her hair red, and it
Okay.
will just look terrible.
As long as it's red, because if they do their little shit they always do in Hollywood and try to just change things up like that, no, you don't do that to Barbara Gordon. You keep her hair fucking red. But anyways,
All right, the last and most important piece of news of
Passionate.
the week is that we got a trade. Will you turn your fucking ringer off like we haven't done this podcast
Sorry,
a
let me-
billion
let me
times?
just turn it down
80
a little bit.
87
Jesus.
times to be exact.
The biggest and most important news of the week, we got a trailer for The Meg, starring Jason Statham.
Dude, the Meg.
Megalodon.
Just the schlockiest. What the fuck is this movie going to be?
Fucking Meg.
Which led us down this rabbit hole of watching Deep Blue Sea clips of Samuel L. Jackson just getting eaten. Just great.
So what is
I-
Statham even going to do to this fucking giant shark in the movie?
I bet you he kills it.
We see a clip in the trailer of him swimming, I think, towards the fucking Megalodon.
He's going to ninja kick him.
He's going to slow-mo underwater ninja kick him, barely even fucking doing anything.
He's going to Liu Kang bicycle kick his ass.
And then it's going to cut to Crank 3. That's just going to be him as the guy from Crank, a.k.a. and just he's trying to fight a Megalodon is the only way he can stay alive.
He's going to be a badass in this movie. You know
Of course he is.
Hell
he's going to be
yeah.
in this underwater little whatever dome they have under there.
Complex.
And something's going to happen and he's going to swim out there and just turn to everyone and just be like, I need to take care of this myself. Some shit like that. You know that's going to happen.
I saw this trailer in IMAX when I watched Rampage, and
Was it terrifying?
it was incredible. The opening scene of it is the little girl running in this underwater aquarium place that they have, the laboratory, and then the shark is just like looking at her, and it's a whole window. It looks huge. I was like, fucking Deep Blue Sea 2, let's go! And then it wasn't, but it's the Meg.
And then it's not anything like that.
The Megalodon.
All right, question for you guys. What is the greatest interaction in movies between a human and a shark? What was the greatest scene of an interaction between?
The Shape of Water.
It's not a shark, but anyways. Brick?
I'm going to go, it has to be a specific shark.
Doesn't have to be a shark in general and a human interacting in a movie. There's been a bunch of shark movies. You got Sharknado, you have Jaws, you have Deep Blue Sea.
Honestly, the first thing that comes to mind is that one cartoon with the sharks that were like badass.
Street Sharks?
Street
Street
Sharks.
Sharks? Okay.
Fucking
Yeah.
Street Sharks.
Street Sharks is good. I, of course, would have to say Samuel L. motherfucking Jackson just getting eaten by the shark in Deep Blue Sea.
Dude, the most inspirational speech. He's just like, all right, well, we're going to get out of here and first thing we're going to do is close this hatch with the shark.
We'll clone that
really-
motherfucking.
They really let him work out his pipes on that too. It was a long monologue.
You don't just give Samuel L. Jackson that kind of money to get him killed immediately. You got to give him that
Apparently,
fucking 3 minutes.
You apparently
speech.
do because it was one of the greatest scenes ever.
Oh, dude, looking back on CGI like that, at the time, you're just like, oh, this is so awesome. You look back and you're like, terrible. What the fuck is this?
Exactly why Gremlins 2 is not a good movie.
That wasn't CGI. That was practical effects.
Same thing.
That's actually the opposite.
No, it's basically like CGI is way better than practical effects, is what I'm getting at.
Tell that to Guillermo del Toro.
Yo, Guillermo, we'll get you on the line. I'm going to tell you it. I know you're a listener.
All right, that's all the news I have for the week. Should we get into our best man alive?
Sure.
Brick, you have anything for me?
Yeah, this was from earlier this week. Everybody already knows about him. I am going to give it to Ingram on the Lakers, who was like the 32-year-old rookie who just dropped 19 when they just gave him the call up.
Who's been in the G League for 11 years?
11 years. He's 32 years old. Gave him the call up and he just drained. He was on fire. Flew his family out. I thought that was just very cool. So,
do you think he'll ever play another NBA game?
If he's hot like that, hell yeah. His shot didn't look good, but it went in. So it's like...
Okay, but now he's going to be 33. The Lakers are obviously done.
Throw him in there as a freaking publicity stunt.
Fuck it.
Ooh, hell yeah.
I'd take him on the Bulls right now. We could keep tanking for another year.
Not if he scored 19 a game off the bench.
All right, Mark, you got anything?
I have to give my best man alive and a shout out to Darian, 54th Narcissist, who answered one of our questions this week, and we met him at C2E2 last weekend. Ooh. And he also entered our giveaway contest. I would like to announce that you are the winner, so you're going to be getting a $20 Amazon gift card, and we appreciate you entering. Very cool guy. He also sent me a snapshot the other day on Instagram of him buying one of our shirts. So we love the support. We appreciate it.
Oh, a little bribery going on here, huh?
Yeah, I guess so. You're the best man alive, though, Darian. Thanks, man.
You hear that? Buy a shirt. We might give you something.
For the record, we gave him the gift card afterwards. We didn't give him the Amazon gift card to get our shirts. Just saying.
That's true. Yes.
My best man alive is a boxer named Francisco Vargas. So earlier
that's a weird name for a dog.
What a terrible joke. Last week, he fought a guy named Lightning Rod Sulka. And Rod Sulka showed up in these shorts that said America First on them and were like a brick wall printed on his shorts.
Wow.
So he comes out and he knows he's fighting this Mexican boxer.
Oh, I saw this article.
Francisco Vargas lit up Rod Sulka. So he comes out with this kind of iffy stance. Like, look, political shit aside, you come out against a Mexican and you're basically touting this anti-Mexican theme and you get your ass kicked, you better be damn sure you're going to win that fight.
Yeah, done. Dude. I have the most grimacing face of all time right now. Like
that is a bad look.
That was a big
Some of my favorite things to watch are, especially in boxing, when you have all these showboaters just get knocked the fuck out.
And everybody's seen the same 5 videos and they're just so fucking great.
Yeah.
That's a good best man of the week.
So yes, thank you, Francisco Vargas, because that guy would have been insufferable had he won.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you for kicking that guy's ass. Needed to be done.
Our movie review for the week is Rampage.
Woo!
You guys ready for this?
Hey, Ryan, before we segue into that, I actually want to do a segment of my own.
Oh, boy, this will be good.
Brick, you're really going to enjoy this one. We're talking Rampage, so I wanted to talk a little more about video games and the video game culture and what people think are the greatest video games of all time.
You sold?
So I went to the store the other day and I actually picked up Game Informer just because I was bored, and an article caught my eye. Game Informer listed the top 300 games of all time. Any era, all video games. Top 300 video games. So what I want you guys to do, I'm going to ask you guys to try. So what I want you guys to do, I want you to try to list off 5 of the top 20 video games of all time. And this is how it's going to work. I'm going to go one by one back and forth between Ryan and Brick, you two. And whoever can list 5 first wins.
Okay. I feel like the winner will be able to do a giveaway. Or is that?
Of a used copy of Game Informer magazine.
A signed copy of Game Informer magazine by the CHUMPS.
All right. Sick. This is kind of weird, though, because is it best of the era, best overall?
Best overall video games of all time.
Because Pong is iconic, but who the fuck wants to play Pong?
Nobody's trying to play Pong. I will let you go first because you are a huge loser.
Okay, well, that'll be that much better when I win this then.
Yeah.
My first guess
Hold on, stop. Sorry. No repeats.
Obviously.
Okay. These top 5 have to be included in the top 20 list.
Also, you can't peek at the list.
Good
don't peek at my Game Informer magazine, guys. God damn it. All right, go ahead, Ryan.
My first submission is Super Mario 64. There's no way that's not in there.
Can you list what Super Mario it is?
No. That's bullshit. You can't do it.
No, Super Mario 64 was the name of the game.
Exactly.
Just the first one. Wrong.
What?
Zelda Majora's Mask.
Wrong.
Fucking worst list of all time.
Go ahead.
Halo.
Maybe you should write down the top 20 so you don't have to flip through all the
Yeah,
goddamn
true.
pages.
Wrong.
This is the worst fucking list ever.
Hold on. I want to see where Halo is. That's a good point. Halo.
This list just seems wrong.
Hold on.
This is a Cosmopolitan magazine. It's just like fucking-
Top 300 games of all time.
How new is this, by the way?
It's brand new. It's the latest one. Hold on. Surprisingly, Ryan, Halo is not on the top 20.
I feel like a Zelda has got to be up there.
Okay. Name me a Zelda.
There's the Majora's Mask and then there's the other one. What the fuck is the other one? I can't even think of it.
I'm sorry if you can't name it. It doesn't
I
count.
know.
Well, use your phone because he has a computer.
No.
All right. Never mind.
I'm not looking shit up.
Okay.
Super Smash Bros. Melee. No. Super Smash Bros. Regular. No, Zelda Ocarina of Time. I'm
Dude,
sorry. Fucking,
no,
that's what
you
I
cannot fucking do this.
I thought of it.
Wrong.
Fuck this list, dude. Mark is just looking
Come
at the
on.
list and just saying wrong the whole time.
All right. Well, let's make it whoever can guess 3 because this is kind of hard.
At this point, it's going to be whoever
this is
can guess
across
one.
all systems, everything.
Yeah, no shit.
All right, Doom.
Right. Good job, Ryan. You got 1 point.
Seriously? You're going to tell me Doom is better than all the games that we fucking listed so far?
It is for Doom for PC in 1993. They have it as 13th top game.
Fuck Game Informer.
All right. Keep going. Let's go.
I guess I'm going to go Super Mario Bros. All-Star.
Come on, man. Really? Think of all the Super Mario Bros. And you're going to
I know,
give
Super
that
Mario- It's
one?
going to be Super Mario World. Go ahead and get 2 points.
Actually, I'm going to go with Final Fantasy VII.
Good call.
No.
It's
Close.
fucking...
Close. Close.
We'll
You're warm, Ryan. You're not there yet.
go Super Mario World.
Wrong.
I am flabbergasted by this.
Come on. Let's go.
Grand Theft Auto Vice City.
Vice City?
Wrong.
Grand Theft Auto 5.
Close. Again, I'm going to give
Grand
you guys
Theft
some
Auto
hints
5.
now. 1 point for you, Brick. That was ring number 4.
Makes sense. This is the top grossing game. It's the top
Brick
grossing.
got it right. He's like, makes sense.
No, it's the top grossing game of all time.
That doesn't make it the best.
I would imagine that would.
They broke that record within 2 days of like opening.
No, like recently they just broke for
But they
all
broke-
entertainment purposes.
Yeah, all entertainment media.
That's got to be a reason for that. If
Okay.
it's going to make the list of best 20 games.
It also costs $60. That kind of helps. But yeah, I get what you're saying. But also, this list is stupid as fuck.
I
So
agree with you.
All right. Well, stop bitching about it and
Yeah.
let's
no,
go.
I will not stop bitching about it.
Lay it on. Let's go.
Super Mario 3.
2 points for you, Ryan.
Wow.
Maybe it's not so stupid anymore.
No,
That's
because
still dumb. Still
Super
trash.
Mario 64 is a billion times better than that game.
Okay.
Yeah. Damn, I had one and then I lost it. But I'm just going to go Grand Theft Auto 3. Fuck it. Let's just stay in that area.
Wrong.
Oh, that's what it was. Got it. God.
Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat.
Nope.
Red Dead Revolver.
Nope.
Red Dead Redemption.
Fuck you.
Correct. 3 points for Ryan.
Wow.
Suck my
I was gonna
dick.
say
Ranked
Red
number
Dead.
8. By the way, Super Mario Bros. 3 was ranked number 2.
Kingdom
of all
Hearts.
time. Wrong.
Good one.
Didn't even have to look to tell you that one.
Good game though.
So what are we? 3-2? Ryan is leading.
I think I have
3 to 1.
Oh, yeah, you have 1.
Street Fighter 2 Turbo.
Wow. 4 for Ryan.
Did it say Turbo?
Wow, yes. Street Fighter 2 Turbo for arcade.
Turbo was way better.
4-1. Brick, you're going to let this happen right now? What is
No.
going on? And there's a bunch. I'm going to name all these, and you guys will be like, okay, I'm an idiot for not
No,
even
I'll probably
thinking
just
about that.
disagree with all of them.
Fortnite.
What?
No,
Thought I'd just throw it. He said now. He said there was nowadays.
Skyrim, Elder Scrolls.
correct. Is that it?
Was
You
Madden
win?
up there? Was
That's
Madden
5.
up there?
That's 5. You win.
We've already established.
Was
this
Madden?
Yeah.
No.
Worst list.
You
of
want me
all
to
time.
name them?
Yeah.
Damn,
Worst
you,
list of all
you
time.
just got brutally destroyed.
Remember when you kept telling me that I was going to lose?
How's your big this is the Francisco fucking fight all over again.
All right. Let me list
God damn it.
let me
Good
list
comment,
20,
good comment.
20 down to 1. So number 20 was Super Metroid. Number
That makes
19 was Mass Effect 2.
Ugh.
Number 18 was Counter-Strike. Kind of surprised you
I
guys
can't
didn't
believe you
mention
did
that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
17, Diablo 2. 16 was Chrono Trigger. I've never played that one.
Chrono Trigger. I'm triggered
That's old
now.
school Nintendo.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Duck Hunt up there. Fuck you.
15, Bioshock.
I love
Okay.
Bioshock.
14 was Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. 13 was Doom. 12 was Minecraft. Come on.
Ugh, come on.
That, we shouldn't have gotten to that one.
11, Miss Pac-Man. 10,
What?
Pac-Man
No,
should not
no.
be fucking up there.
Ugh.
Not even regular Pac-Man.
10, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. 9, Elder Scrolls Skyrim. 8, Ryan, I thought you were going to name this one, Red Dead Redemption. Oh, yeah, you did. You did.
You did.
After he did
I fucking
Red
said
Dead
Revolver.
Revolver.
Idiot. That was clearly the worst game of the two.
7, I would have immediately said this one, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, greatest game of all time.
Warfare was pretty good, actually. That was the only good Call of Duty, though.
You were close, Ryan, but it was Final Fantasy 6, not 7. was up there.
Come on.
Really?
Final Fantasy 6 was ranked number 6.
I was going to say 10 next.
Yeah.
Number 5, shout out to Jason Abate, World of Warcraft.
Oh, how did neither of us guess that?
Yeah. Wow.
Number
Probably
4.
because we're not huge nerds.
Yeah.
I mean, we are, but we're not huge nerds.
Number 4, Grand Theft Auto 5. You name that one. Number 3, Tetris. Come on, guys.
Worst list of all time. Worst list of all time. Dr. Mario might as well been up there.
All right. Super Mario 3 was number 2. And the number 1, you guys were close. I think you tried mentioning a Zelda game, but you got them wrong. The Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past.
Is that the one? I actually did love that game. That's the best game of all time. Are you shitting me?
Yep.
That's the one on DS?
Almost every Zelda game is considered a breakthrough, and perhaps even one of the greatest games of all time. Next to Mario, no series of games have maintained such a high bar of excellence. Goes on, but basically, yeah, they have it number 1.
Damn, dude. That's not list. That list is not good. Can we?
I know
that's
it's really
bullshit.
not. I feel like I'm angry now.
What game are you curious to see where they ranked it?
Halo 2?
Yeah.
I want to know what the
that's
highest
gotta be
ranked Halo
top
game is on this.
50. It has to be top 50.
You might be mad about that because I looked at it. Overwatch, they have it number 23. The Last of Us.
Overwatch had some sort of crazy following. I agree with that. Overwatch was actually sick. Where's PUBG and Fortnite on there? If how recent is it? Because Fortnite's literally taking over the world, which is
this issue was March 26, 2018. Yeah, April 2018 issue.
See, I don't think that it's how many people are playing this. It's just what do they think is the most entertaining.
Is that what it's going for? Is most entertainment value? Then Tetris should not be fucking number 3.
I don't know, man. I've played a lot of Tetris on the grapper.
Doesn't mean you're doesn't mean you're super entertained by it by any means at all.
Oh, where's Pokemon?
Pokemon
like
should be
Blue.
up there. That's a good one.
Halo was ranked number 65.
Didn't break the top 50. Wow.
GoldenEye 007 was 68.
No love for shooters.
All right, I'm done looking at this.
Yeah, I'm pretty blown.
Rock Band 2 number 85.
I have to look at that magazine.
No,
though,
find me
for sure.
Find me a Pokemon game in there. I want to know what the highest ranked one is. Get your shit together, Mark. Should have made a spreadsheet.
Yeah.
Pokemon Red and Blue for Game Boy, which came out in 1998 at number 37 on the top 300.
That might be like the most time I've spent playing a single game on the toilet. Probably Pokemon.
Yeah, I wish they were able to log gaming back then. So you can, I know they do that on the Switch, which is kind of unnerving.
I don't want to know that.
How long you're gaming for.
All right, can we talk Rampage now? Because you made me mad.
Was that not fun though? That was fun. Yeah, you guys.
That was terrible.
I didn't have fun either.
That was fucking terrible.
But yeah,
I know more about gaming than you, so.
God damn it! you know more about some shitty Game Informer magazine that he's pandering to fucking losers. God damn it!
Losers like you, because you lost.
I'm
all right,
curious. I know real games that should be up there.
Rampage. Anyways, 50% on Rotten Tomatoes, 80% from fans. You know what that tells you? It's a popcorn flick.
Hell yeah! Definition of a popcorn flick.
Estimated $120 million budget. Early projections are about $25 million domestic. Once this opens in China, the people will be all over it because they love these monster flicks and they just spend shitloads of money on them.
Basically, American version of Godzilla.
And it's The Rock.
And it's the fucking Rock, yeah.
This movie was directed by Brad Payton, who also did San Andreas and somehow keeps getting work. Can't explain that.
That's true. That was a terrible movie. Oh my God.
But he has a rapport apparently with Dwayne The Rock Johnson, who is the star of this film. Plays Davis Okoye. I don't know, it was a pretty The Rock movie.
I thought The Rock was pretty good in this. I can name a bunch of other movies he's done where I didn't like him as much. Baywatch, for example.
The Tooth Fairy.
San Andreas, like you mentioned. Yeah, Tooth Fairy. I didn't mind him at all in this movie.
He starred opposite Naomi Harris, who played Dr. Kate Caldwell. We had Malin Ackerman and Jake Lacey as our villains. Joe Manganiello shows up for a little bit. We got Jeffrey Dean Morgan, who you've seen in the trailers, and Uriah Faber. Did you see him in this with his butt chin?
Oh, yeah, yes. Yes, I did.
I was like, wait a second, is that fucking Uriah Faber?
Yes.
Rick, do you know who that is?
No, is that the cowboy?
He's a UFC fighter.
Oh, okay. Don't know.
A cowboy?
Who's the guy who...
Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Yeah, he called himself a cowboy like 80 times.
But, Mark, this leads me to my next question. What was the level of jackness in this movie?
It's The Rock. It's
through the roof?
Well, I will give it a 9 because it was only the... Actually...
That gorilla was jacked as fuck.
They didn't show the shirt. They didn't show The Rock shirtless, so it got.
That's true. Maybe he skipped some corners on this and just wasn't as jacked as normal.
Joe Manganiello was jacked too.
He didn't take his shirt off either.
He didn't, but the back of his tricep, the thickness, my God, man. He was definitely getting ready or on doing Deathstroke at the time.
Okay, yeah.
I would
also, when The Rock was talking with that girl on top of the exploded plane, he looked like sweaty and fucking super Riptotron.
His arms are always sweaty, aka just oiled up.
Oh yeah,
in every single scene.
He did that scene promoting Baywatch where a random fan just got to oil him up.
But that's Baywatch too.
I'm sure he got oiled up for this movie too.
Yeah, they do the same thing in all the Fast and Furious movies too. Everything is, he's got his wife beater on or whatever he's wearing, and his arms are just jacked and sweaty. And
okay, I would like to interject with your Fast and Furious comments. I unfortunately went to the movies 40 minutes early to
how do you even
premiere.
do that?
I thought the movie was started at 9, and it started at 9:40. So I just took the liberty and popped into the Cock Blockers, and they had a Fast and Furious reference in there, and for not knowing,
it's in the trailers.
Exactly. For seeing the trailers and thinking it was okay, and then not knowing any character development for the first hour of the movie,
was it hilarious?
I was laughing out loud a majority of the time that I was there.
That's the movie with John Cena, right?
John Cena. Okay. They try and cock block their daughter from like having sex on prom night. Just a quick interjection. I just thought if I saw I saw 40 minutes in it with no character development, and I was laughing my ass off. Go see that movie, by the way. But
I'm interested in that movie. I want
ultimate ADD moment there.
Yeah, truly.
Back to the jackness of Rampage.
Thank you.
If we may. This is my favorite question every week. I can't wait till you have to answer this about Super Troopers.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be great.
That's going to be a great one.
Mark, did this satiate your unquenchable bloodlust, you psychopath?
Well, no, not really. Actually, let me backtrack a little bit. The wolf parts, which I'll mention and not try to spoil, were very bloodlusty too.
A lot of blood splattering. You see a severed limb in the beginning.
It was good enough for PG-13.
Decapitation.
Yeah.
They made Ralph the most vicious of them all, for sure. Yeah. He's a bamf. I wish they would have had Lizzie, and I wish they had Lizzie more in it, to be honest.
She doesn't show up till later.
Exactly. But you know it because of like what they did with it, with putting all the space residue in the Everglades.
Well, they foreshadow all of it, yeah.
Exactly. And you see it in the previews. And Ralph was the biggest bamf of them all, I thought, of the three that they had.
Yeah, I got to go with Lizzie. Bigger's better, man.
Fair.
All right.
What it is. I just thought one thing that I liked about the movie was that they were true to the video game itself. Like
just the three characters.
In terms of the whole premise of the game was just three giant monsters are all on the same team destroying the fuck out of cities.
Yeah.
And
you even got Larry showed up too.
Who?
Larry the Rat.
Yep.
Oh,
it's true. In the beginning,
from the original Rampage.
Yeah,
not the original, but he was in Rampage.
Yeah, they have. I did like that they just put you right into the action of it. Right, it was like an intense space scene right from the get go.
Yeah, there's no time to set you up for a story in this fucking movie. It's Rampage. All right, just get to it.
Exactly. A lot of the destruction and the way that they did end up killing people was like true to the game, like the one where he eats the person at the end and like I thought it just stuck true to the game itself, which was not very difficult to do, but it made sense to me.
In the game, they're people though; they're not animals.
The character,
they are people who are exposed to experiments and turn into a giant lizard or monkey, or because then when they die, they turn back into people. Like when you die in the game,
got they do get back into people.
So,
anyways,
it wasn't necessarily true to the original game, but I don't expect anything more from you. You being so bad at trying to name
obviously
the
you
top
don't know anything
games
about video games. So let's do our good and bad, rate it, and then we can talk about spoilers. So my good in this obviously is the CGI for a movie that only had $120 million budget. How did it have better CGI than Black Panther and Justice League?
It had really good CGI. I will just mention, I think the CGI was lacking a little bit towards the end with, I'll just say the rubble scenes where Rock's standing there ready to fight the last creature.
Okay.
That was kind of bothering me, where there was a lot of dust and shit in the air. I don't know. I could kind of tell there was a major backdrop. Yeah, they were running out of money probably. But I agree. The CGI, most of the movie was pretty spot on, and I thought it was really impressive for what they had.
I loved watching downtown Chicago get wrecked. Imaginarily, not for real, obviously, but they could have at least destroyed my office building just so I had something to go back and fantasize about.
I did find it very specific to us. Chicago getting wrecked was pretty cool because it even showed like when they were destroying a lot of the areas, it showed the street name on Wacker Drive and I thought that was just like cool.
Speaking of that, I think Ralph was destroying Wacker Drive. And there was a Dave & Buster's. Did you catch that? Is there really a Dave & Buster's there? I don't think there is.
No.
There was a big Dave & Buster's sign.
I'm like a shot at Dave & Buster's.
I don't think there's really a Dave & Buster's.
The one thing I didn't like was the stupid ass, the villain at the end, or not the villain at the end, the dude. Who's the dude villain? He plays Plop
From The
in
Office?
The Office. Plop, yeah. But he was always eating something, like he was eating a Pop-Tart. He was eating like a McDonald's burger when he was talking.
He's trying to get his Brad Pitt on.
That pissed me off. I don't know why, but I also wanted a Pop-Tart afterwards. So it was just perfect brand.
He had like a Pop-Tart wrapped in a napkin like a psychopath.
Yeah.
It was like the Pop-Tart wrapped in like a scarfly napkin. Like it was a weird artistic.
Fucking stupid.
That pissed me off.
I thought some of the laughs were pretty good. They were definitely unexpected.
You guys said that this was better than Jumanji, which I disagree with 100%.
Okay, well, you're wrong.
I think it's better.
It's better.
The laughs were better in Jumanji, and the story was better in Jumanji.
The laughs were not better. They were.
The CGI was a million times better in this movie.
Yes, I would agree with that. I think The Rock was better in this movie.
Talking to just a gorilla the whole time.
Yeah, he had a better rapport with the gorilla than he did with anybody in Jumanji.
He did. Dude, Smoldering Intensity was fantastic.
What's his name was in this movie? PJ, what's his name? PJ Byrne or something? Or they kind of forgot about him throughout the movie. He was in the first act a lot.
Who the fuck is PJ
He's the
Byrne?
guy from Wolf of Wall Street. He was
his little helper.
He's
who was
one
like
of
the
Jordan
nerd.
Belfort's like big best friends. It's not
the girl with the pink gamer hair. It's not the dude who gets
Not the nerdy
scared.
one?
It's
Okay,
the nerdy
so it is
guy.
the nerdy one.
Yeah.
Okay, so
No, I just was surprised to see him because I haven't seen him since Wolf of Wall Street.
thought you were going somewhere with that.
No, I wasn't going anywhere with it.
Okay.
Overall, let me sum it up like this. I liked the first and third act. I did not like the second act. I was kind of falling asleep throughout the second act. Like you mentioned, Ryan, the CGI was on point. I thought there was a lot of humor in the first act, and specifically the last scene of the movie had me cracking up. So more humor than Baywatch, and more humor than what was the other movie?
Jumanji. Not sure about
Yes.
Jumanji, but more human than Baywatch.
I thought it was funnier than Jumanji Brick. But
Maybe
Did
I
this
didn't.
have-
Maybe I didn't think it was that funny just because I just got out of Cock Blockers and it was actually funny.
Yeah, by comparison, it's probably not as funny, but it's also an
I
action
literally
flick.
I sat through the climax of all the funny parts in this. I actually was dying. Okay, I want to see Cock Blockers again.
All right.
yeah, but that's pretty much it. I can kind of sum it up by each act. I thought the first and third were great. Second kind of lost me. I didn't mind the origin stories really of the creatures and the monsters. I was
They don't spend too much time on
How
it.
else
Yeah.
would you?
And
Yeah.
I was interested within the first seconds of watching the movie with the first scene that they showed us in space. So
They hook you.
yeah. And I will also mention what I didn't like. They had a lot of characters that I wanted to know more about, specifically the guy that is in Alter Carbon, the FBI agent. We have that guy from Wolf of Wall Street. That's
The nerd.
Belfort's best friend. Yeah, the nerd. There's just some characters that kind of just fell off throughout this movie. And I'm just like, well, what the hell happened to them? But overall, it's a better rock movie than most of them that came out this year. So
All right, what didn't you like about this?
I knew what I was getting into from the get-go. I knew this was just going to be a CGI brain.
Fuckfest?
Yeah, just turn your brain off and just go see Chicago get obliterated by a giant monkey, a giant wolf, and a giant alligator.
Isn't that kind of great though? Because most movies are like, oh, it's New York or LA or Tokyo. And I feel like movies where a city's getting destroyed are almost never set in Chicago.
Yeah, well, it's the second city, and it's in the middle of the United States, right?
Or if it is, like Dark Knight, that was Chicago, but they call it Gotham, obviously.
Yeah, it was cool when they were,
if Chicago had the weather of San Diego, it would be the greatest city in the face of the earth.
obviously.
No doubt.
Great. So
It's a good comment. Thanks, dude.
I didn't like a lot of the just eye rolling in the back of my head scenes, of which there were so many I couldn't count them, but just bad dialogue, shitty writing, just scenes that just make you go, what the fuck? Just really bad stuff. And I can't ruin any of them here, but most of them contain Jeffrey Dean Morgan because his character in this was just,
That's Cowboy, right?
yeah, stupid as fuck. He's Negan without being Negan and carrying
He's
Lucy around.
100% still Negan. I was waiting for him to just take out a bat and smash someone's face in.
But
It didn't
he's
happen though.
He's a better actor than that.
He had
I
a
didn't
little
mind
bit of
him.
an accent. Did you hear him pushing that accent?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Oh my God.
I didn't mind him, to be honest. I thought his character development and character plot was cheesy to begin with, but I was like, this is just Rampage, though. People are just destroying shitty cities. So I'm like,
How excited are you for him to be the Flashpoint Batman?
I'm actually very excited. I think he'll play that pretty well.
I don't even know that it'll happen, but yeah, I would love that. I hated the villains in this. I think they were completely useless, unnecessary,
Yep.
the biggest idiots you could possibly imagine. I just almost wish they had left them out altogether.
I was waiting for
They didn't need him.
Negan to become the villain. In this movie, it never happened though. I'm like, really? He's gonna?
He actually has a
help
little bit
him
of a
out?
redemption arc,
Yeah.
but yeah. And
I
the
did
only-
like the fact that they kept it simple. They didn't take themselves too seriously with all of the science and things that went behind how these animals became super giant. And so like they weren't like, they didn't get too deep into it.
I mean, they talk about CRISPR. and gene editing.
Yeah, that's the extent that they go, right?
I guess.
They don't go into all these extra side plots and delay the movie they just go right into the CGI.
They needed someone more intimidating as the villain. They needed to keep
Yeah.
Joe Manganiello in it, is what they needed to do.
I actually agree with that. But that leads me, your point, Brick, leads me to my next point, is that the exposition in this is a movie that is strictly about showing you something, like strictly visually stunning. And they spend so much time just telling you the background of characters. And I don't know if they just ran out of money or what, but there's a point where Jeffrey Dean Morgan is on the plane with The Rock and the doctor. I'm sorry, I'm blanking on her name. But he's literally just listing off their attributes and their history. Like, you were a geneticist and blah, 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 blah.
To remind us and give us that background. Yeah.
It's just bad. You don't do that with dialogue. You do that with, you show, you don't tell.
Yeah, I don't think they wanted to make this movie 2.5 hours, though. So
I didn't, you know what? I didn't even pay attention to how long this was.
I think it was about an hour 50.
That's probably a good
It
thing,
was
right?
a good 2 hours. Yeah, it was a solid
good length.
2 hours.
I wish they had Will Yun Lee in it more. He was the
Yeah.
FBI agent, and they kind
Yeah.
of just did with off him, and he was gone.
All right.
One question that I did have that I thought would be kind of funny. What would you say for the plane incident? Negan is literally just like knocked unconscious, and he wakes up to The Rock just being like, "You're welcome," and just like pulling his chute. Just like, what would you say to The Rock? Or what would you do if you woke up to being parachuted out of the sky and The Rock was just like,
I know exactly what I would do.
Shit
I would
yourself.
finally find out what The Rock smells like.
Yeah.
wow.
I want to smell exactly what he's cooking.
I would just smile.
I would
Gaze
I would
into his
lose my
eyes.
shit.
Maybe give him a little kiss on the forehead.
Yeah, those are all suffice. Those all suffice. Those all suffice.
Good question, though. I thought you were going to ask for like the action movie one-liner.
No, we can go down that road too, though.
I don't have one.
I don't have one either. Well, fucking
There were
awesome.
quite a few of those in this where it was, The Rock does, they shot at me. They missed.
Yeah.
I shot back.
I
I
didn't.
didn't.
That was cringeworthy.
It was very bad.
But at the same time, I was just like, yes.
The fucking Rock don't miss, dude.
All right, Mark, rate this out of 10 for me.
I'll give it a 7.
6.5, just because I feel like it's a perfect like FX movie.
It is definitely.
FX.
This is something you will see on FX every 4 hours in about 6 months. I'm going to give this a 7 as well. I almost want to give it a 7.5 just because you gave it a 6.5 and it's better than Jumanji, but I will stick with my 7. Shall we spoil it?
What's there to spoil?
Sure.
Well, I just want to talk about a couple things that would be spoiling. We're
Yeah.
not necessarily going to spoil the plot, but
What
if you
plot?
haven't seen it and you still want to, I want to talk about a couple of things. Check the show notes. Tune in afterwards for our recommendations. So spoilers from here on out. Okay, Brick, earlier you mentioned you watched George eat somebody. Watching Malin Ackerman get eaten was equally satisfying and just fucking stupid.
Yeah. At the end.
Yeah, because apes don't eat people. That's the first thing that I thought of.
Question. Was it as stupid as riding the helicopter down the Sears Tower as it falls?
That was fucking
Yeah, because
awesome.
that would work, right?
That
I mean, it was
awesome.
a really cool scene, though, watching the Sears Tower fall. That was,
Yeah,
pretty
I like how
fucking
you
cool,
called it
but-
the Sears Tower, not the Willis Tower.
yeah, we're
Sears
actually
Tower.
from Chicago.
Yeah, just saying.
Do you think that is weird imagery, watching a big building like that fall down?
I'd be like, nah, wouldn't happen. But
That is the kind of mindset that I have, is like, that's a fantasy land and this is all fake and this is all CGI.
not trying to get depressing. It has happened here. So, well, not here, but in the United
Well,
States.
that's what I'm
So,
getting at. Is I read a couple think pieces, quote unquote, that were like, "Oh, only young people can enjoy this because they weren't alive for 9/11."
Yeah.
which is just dumb.
That's
Like, just
dumb.
turn your fucking brain off and go to a movie.
True.
Yeah.
I'm crying. Let's not talk about it. Let's move on.
Okay. The Rock does not get sprayed with the monster juice and turn into a massive version of the Rock, so that's a missed opportunity.
Damn it.
Maybe he took just enough of the juice so that he could get shot in the stomach and be totally fine for the rest of the movie.
True. I forgot about that. I was
Oh, yeah.
watching.
Yeah, see, you both forgot
Watching
about it, but
all
I'm
those
watching,
scenes,
I'm
I'm
like,
like,
what?
He's
Oh.
not even holding his abdomen at all.
It's okay. She missed all my major organs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the blood stain's just gone. I changed the shirt
Okay.
too.
She was the worst villain. Like I said, they should have kept Joe Manganiello. But
They don't
she
need. They don't
fucking
need.
sucked.
They don't need a villain. Just fucking. This is the apes that have just. The animals went crazy. They're
Yeah,
huge.
well, okay. Well, how about this? George is the only monster surviving at the end. And The Rock goes to him and says, "George, you saved a lot of people." How about the millions of people that he probably just fucking murdered?
He did murder 1 million people. Yeah, all those buildings were just fucking massacred.
Yeah, he was.
You're
just,
telling me that the army isn't going to steal him and like drop him in the middle of North Korea and just let him go ape shit?
He was just
Pun
destroying and throwing those cement towers along the bridges and stuff. Just like ridiculous stuff. CGI though.
All
was
right, what
awesome.
about the monster deaths? Because Lizzie rips Ralph's head off.
That was good.
That was crazy.
I did not expect that.
I didn't expect it either, and I just was like, I didn't want Ralph. Ralph was my favorite when I played the game. I was always Ralph, so I didn't want to see him go. But
The Rock with the perfect grenade belt throw into the lung of Lizzie.
Which does nothing.
It does absolutely nothing. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, that should kill it technically, but no.
There's this perfect balance, or like a bad balance, I guess, of Ralph getting killed, and he's kind of a dog, but he kind of isn't.
Yeah.
I don't want to see him get killed.
You're like, no.
Yeah.
Lizzie, you can murder. I don't give a shit.
yeah, Sam, reptile ass bitch.
I was pretty sure they were going to kill George, so I guess that was a little bit of a twist for me. But obviously, they got to save him for a sequel.
You think they're going to go sequel?
It depends on how this does, obviously, but it's a rock movie. It's got to be a franchise.
You can franchise it. And
They're
they
going to
have
do another one.
a simple concept. And they have so many monsters. Like I sent you that link of all the monsters that they had.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
they can
Ruby,
take this a million
the
ways.
lobster and shit like that. They can do
And-
a million things.
They showed there were more than 3 canisters that fell out of the spaceship.
Yeah.
True.
There were a
So-
bunch.
There are going to be way more of these movies.
What'd you guys think of that last scene where we discover that George is not dead, in fact? So
George is the comic relief in this movie, which is
Mhm.
weird
Because he's a monkey.
because he's a monkey who makes obscene gestures and gives The Rock the finger and makes the fucking
He keeps it
motion with
real.
his hand.
You just keeping it real.
I guess. But shouldn't there be more levity in this?
I thought there would be. That's why maybe I didn't think it was as funny or as good as Jumanji.
But it's an action
Yeah.
flick.
The guy-
I don't think Jumanji was necessarily billed as an action movie.
True. Okay.
the guy from Wolf of Wall Street in the beginning, I guess, was supposed to be the comedic relief with The Rock. He wasn't,
he wasn't
hitting
funny.
any of the jokes, though.
Zero.
So they were all...
I don't know. I just didn't buy him. Did you guys notice the Rampage arcade box in the office of Malin Ackerman and
I didn't.
Plop?
I did see that, yes.
Isn't that
Say
a little
what?
weird?
One more time.
Put your fucking phone away.
Yeah.
There was a Rampage arcade game
Oh.
in the penthouse office that the...
There was
villains
another
were
game
in.
There
next
was
to
so
it too,
much-
and I couldn't tell what it was.
I couldn't make it out.
There
Yeah.
was a lot of product placement in this whole movie.
Yeah,
Oh,
Dave
yeah.
and Buster's, like I mentioned.
Dave
What
Buster's,
fuck
the
was that?
Pop-Tart, the McDonald's he was eating, the Rampage.
Was it a Pepsi can? Did I remember seeing that? There was something else that was really blatant.
There's so much.
I don't know. Look, the movie's fine. See it or don't. I movie passed it. So, yeah, totally worth it.
CGI's cool.
I did make the mistake of bringing drunk Erica to this.
Wow.
She is not the person to bring to an action film.
Yeah.
I had to elbow her because she's texting her friends, and I'm like, they're destroying Chicago right now. She works, I won't say where she works, but she works in a building that they destroyed. And I'm like, you are missing this. So thanks, Erica.
Typical Erica.
Typical
God.
drunk Erica.
I did have the joy of one of the only silent parts of the entire film. I was holding in a fart, and I was like,
God, no, you didn't.
it's time to let this fly. No, it was way louder
When
than
George was when he was supposedly dead at the end,
Yeah.
you farted?
that. Yep.
What the fuck?
I heard the girls next to us go, did he just fart?
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
I swear to God, dude, ask Erica.
Because it was so quiet, probably.
I waited till the quietest part of the movie.
Worst person alive.
Yeah, we just changed votes.
I had to make sure Erica got a laugh out of it.
You're lucky you did it then, because what happened after that was the scene where he indicates
George is
sex
still alive,
with
yeah.
his hands and all that, and it was actually pretty hilarious.
Did you guys stay
So,
for the end credit scene?
I didn't. There was an end credit scene.
Did you?
I didn't think
What?
there was.
Yeah, dude, it was crazy. They
You're
have
such a liar.
the Cyclops guy come in, and it turns out that it was actually me because I made it all up. Sick,
Yeah,
all
fucking
right, I hate
tight.
you.
Oh,
Now you're
I'm
the worst
flick-
person alive.
Bad radio, flicking out both these nerds. Oh,
I knew that there wasn't one because I Googled it. Idiot.
What'd you think about all the reviews coming out from critics?
Of
They're actually
course,
not that bad.
this
There's a
is
lot
not
of good ones.
It was at 53% on Rotten Tomatoes, which would have been, quote unquote, the best reviewed video game movie of all time, which is such a low bar to clear.
isn't Jumanji a video game movie technically?
No, because it wasn't a video game first.
Okay.
And also, I don't think that it had better than 53%.
It did.
Whatever, doesn't matter. Still not a video game movie. Anyways, The Rock was tweeting about this, like, oh, I'm honored. He was tweeting back to Rotten Tomatoes because they were talking about it. And he said something like, this is good because you remember I was in that stinker Doom. And the Doom Twitter account got back to him and was like, Rock, come on.
Yeah, you dicks.
Kind of
Ouch.
funny.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Honestly, though, I don't think there's a lot of critics that review The Rock and dislike him as an actor. Would you?
I don't think it's necessarily his acting. I think it's just the movies that he takes.
Yeah,
Like, nobody likes San Andreas.
true.
I
But
don't
I
know.
don't think it's because The Rock was in it. That's what I'm trying to say. I think every movie he's in, it's better because
He's an
The
action
Rock's in it.
star.
Yeah. He's
And
fun to
we'll-
watch in movies.
Just like we're going to go see Skyscraper at some point because we can't fucking stop seeing The Rock movies.
Of course.
All right. Are you guys excited for the inevitable sequel? We're going to go see it or what?
I'll go see it.
I'll go see it. I'm down to turn off my brain.
So
and
what are
just
these
watch
other
action
creatures that
movies.
might show up in the sequel, you think?
What,
A
there's
lobster man?
There's a lobster. There's a cyclops. There's literally like 20 different creatures that I can't think of off the top of my head.
I'll Google it right now.
Were these developed after the first Rampage game? Was there a Rampage 2 game where they just had a bunch more creatures? Okay.
There were way more. Looks like there's a gremlin.
There's a gremlin?
It looks that way. Give me a fucking list. Vern is, I don't know what the fuck you would call him. He looks like a gremlin.
What system did this come out on? Was this arcade again, or was this actually on Sega or something?
Probably like PlayStation.
Oh, yeah, it took that long for them to make a new one?
I'm sure they made a few
couple
more.
Different ones, but
we had Boris the Rhino, Ruby the Lobster, Mayukas, I think is the Cyclops. There's like a Ramsey, of course. Gilman is like an amphibian type thing. Cal the squid or octopus. Leon the lion, because of course. Yeah, after a while they get pretty derivative.
Hey, why the fuck did what was the crocodile's name? Lucille? Lucy? What was it? Lizzie? Why did Lizzie and Ralph have these special powers about them? Like, you remember Ralph whipped off those sharp hairs from its tail and just murdered a helicopter. But what I'm getting at is George didn't have any of that. He was just a giant version of himself.
Okay, but Lizzie was also 10 times bigger than both of them. So obviously they got like different powers,
They had different pathogens that they explained in the movie that each one had a different thing.
Okay. So George just grew bigger. I thought maybe because he's like a silverback ape, they would do something with his back where he's like indestructible from the back and has like I don't know.
Yeah, but like they said is...
They don't explain shit. They
do explain that like they tried all these different experiments and some of them have different alterations. Like Ralph had the wings and Lizzie was, I don't know what
Lizzie had the indestructible reptile armor basically. And I don't know why she had gills too. She had weird fin gills.
Huh. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have anything else to say about Rampage. You guys got recommendations for the week?
Let's just do another review on it next week and talk more about it.
Yeah. Radical Heights game came out on PC, pre-alpha. It's just or pre-beta. I don't know. Doesn't matter.
I think it's pre-alpha.
It's
super in alpha.
Yeah, it's alpha, and it's basically PUBG mixed with Fortnite in Vegas. So
in the 80s.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It looks pretty fun. Check it out on Games Dean. He's going to post a bunch of shit up there. Peace.
I'm going to recommend Game Informer magazine. No, I'm just kidding.
You're not kidding, though. That's the problem, is you actually bought this. You gave these people money.
God damn it.
A subscriber.
What have I done? No, I just bought a Switch. I think you actually recommended this one week, Brick, probably, because you always recommend everything video game related. But I bought a Switch. It's surprisingly more interesting and fun than I thought it would be.
Controls are
don't ask me why I would buy something that I would have those expectations.
I wasn't even going to go there.
But yeah, I bought it. Brick, you recommended it to me.
Everything's a lot smoother than you think. It's like, for just a handheld device, you're like, wow, this actually runs extremely smooth.
It's very addicting. And like I mentioned, I think before, it has a game log, which is not good because if I figure out how much time I'm putting into this, I'll be pretty upset with myself, but at the same time, probably not stop me and just keep playing. But
definitely,
you gotta beat the game, obviously.
It's fun though. I have Dragon Ball Xenoverse, which has been pretty entertaining. Zelda-like type, like open world, kind of doing missions and stuff. It's completely different than Dragon Ball Fighter Z, but fun so far. So I would check out the Switch if you're interested at all.
I started watching something you mentioned earlier, Brick. I started watching Barry. I will watch Bill Hader in pretty much anything, and this is promising from the start.
I agree.
It's a little bit slow in the beginning, but the character development is definitely there. You feel for him, and you get what he's about.
You think it's going to be a straight comedy, but it actually is good character development, and I think they hit on that.
And the other thing I'll mention is, as I said earlier, we have early screening passes for Super Troopers 2 from the guys from Broken Lizard. We're going to put out some videos this week with our early first take reactions. We won't spoil anything, but we got high hopes for this. Big fans of this, so keep your eyes peeled.
We'll be on the red carpet.
Yeah.
No, we're not. Don't say that because this is how we end up not getting on the red carpet.
Knock on wood. I'm going to knock on wood and just say we're going to be on the red carpet.
These schnozberries taste like schnozberries.
That's all I got.
All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Until next time, chumps out, motherfuckers!